Hey everyone, it's Ometer, and today I have another project for the Papercakes design team, and that is Papercakes by Serena B. But first, let me tell you real quick, there is a sale going on. It's National Scrapbook Day sale that she is having 10% off the entire store. Today is the last day. It started on the 6th, I believe, and today is the last day. You can use code NSD Papercakes, basically NSD Papercakes, and you get 10% off the entire store. So if you've been waiting to get these collections so you guys can get your projects going on, now is the best time to get it. Like I said, today is the last day to take advantage of that promotion. So let me show you what we're doing. So this week, our theme is Blast from the Past. So what I decided to do was use the paper collection called Love Bites that was released in February with more of like pinks and lavenders and blues and whatnot. It was more intentionally for kind of a little bit of a goth Valentine's Day thing, but you can also use it for different things, and that's what I like showing, how to use these kits and these digital papers for different things. So let me show you first what I have here real quick. FYI, this little tray I got at Target in the section with the plates and everything like that. These little kids trays, which I felt would be perfect for me to hold embellishments and stuff like that, especially when I have these little teeny tiny things for my swans, these little gold accents. So I went ahead and grabbed one. And this is one of those crate paper berry baskets for the craft room organization. And this kind of almost fits perfectly color-wise. But the cool thing is it fits in here for stuff like my cardstocks. So I have everything prepared for me to make these cards. I'm yet again going to make cards, which I'm absolutely, like, I feel now that digital collections are ideal for card making. You can select exactly what you want and do specifically just what you're going to get. So I use the Love Bites, and of course I will leave the description and a link to the store and to that collection as well. And these are some of the patterns that I'm using. I went ahead and just printed up the patterns in A2 size cards. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So these are going to be the backgrounds, but I'm also going to chop them up and cut them up for different accents. But also, these are the things that I did make. I went ahead and I used a cut from the Silhouette Studio, and on my Cameo, I went ahead and I just cropped out this Swan. And I used all of these prints. Every single one of these prints, except for the gold paper, are from the Love Bites collection. And this is just a black print with little white hearts. And I went ahead and I made 4 different swans. I made 2 with this. This is one of the cuts that also came with the Swan, and I can't remember the number offhand. I will make sure to put it in the description of which die cut, which cut file number it is from the Silhouette store. Now this one has the little cheeks and everything. I still have to put the gold crown and the beak on this. This one has white and pink, but also the pink, you see it's pink with pink hearts. This is also one of the prints from the collection. I wanted to have some with the pink wing and white, and some with just the white. And all I did was just go ahead and layer that. I cut out some hearts, but first these are some of the from the Elements pack. It says, "Hey lover, sucker for love, you make my heart explode, kiss kiss, kiss kiss." And I've gone ahead and already put on some mounting foam. That's 3 mounting foam, and these are some of the hearts as well from the collection. And some of these are mounted, some of these are not. I have these teal ones, the black ones, the pink ones, and they're all ready. Half of them are mounted with foam tape, and some of them are not. That way I can layer them however I please. But also with that same file cut, I went ahead and cut some of the gold foil paper that I'm using for the beak to give it a little bit of flair also. So here are, this is the beak and the crown. I just have to glue that on the last one. Oh, and this is just one of the fonts from my Silhouette. It says happy birthday. I just wanted to make a set of cards with a range of them. So let me just go ahead and put this on here. And I am just, oh, and also these have already been foam mounted. I just wanted to prep everything. Basically just make myself a little station for card making. You can prep all of this in advance for you to use, and then just have a little assembly line. And I wanted to add the gold just to give it a little bit of, just a little bit of flair. That's why I didn't have a lot of the gold. I felt that the gold offset with the black looked very well. So let me just get the crown on this one. And I am set. And they all have the gold beak and the gold crown. So I'm just going to head, now I have my Big Shot next to me, ready to go, because I'm going to be using some die cuts. I'm going to be using this set from Little Inker, and this was a gift from Carol. Hey Carol, if you're watching, Carol is One Happy Crafty Chick here on YouTube, and I'm going to use several of the layers for me to get some more layering and accents from the papers that I've already cut out that are all in size A2. So first, let's go ahead and I'm going to move this over here. I'm just going to go ahead and make my card bases. I've already decided I wanted them to be side folding cards. I just take 8.5 by 11 paper, and we will cut it at 5.5. Get it in the middle. They're all going to face the same way. And of course, I'm going to do it on heavyweight cardstock because I absolutely love heavyweight cardstock right now, and I'm loving how the black cardstock looks with these collections. So then I just grab my scoreboard, and by the way, none of these are prepared. We are going to be doing them. Hopefully I can get through and do them in real time. We're going to score at 4 1/4, and we're going to score and score and score our little hearts away. They're all going to be scored at 4 1/4 because they are all going to face the same way. And when you're dealing with heavyweight cardstock, you want to take your time and do at least a couple of runs through that to get it going, to make sure you have a good fold. So then we're just going to fold it. I fold it on both sides. Fold them. Like I said, I just want to have my cardstocks, my bases ready. You can of course use pre-made bases. I like to make my own because I have tons of paper. And if you're using something like A2 size, you can always buy a pack of envelopes to go with it. If you don't want to make your own envelopes, you can always just buy a pack, and they're super inexpensive. So at this point, now I have the bases all ready and set for my cards, and I'm going to select the backgrounds and the sections that I'm going to use for the separate parts of the background. I'm looking at my Little Inker dies, and these are the stitch dies. Now the largest one doesn't cut out the border, it just cuts it the stitches, and the rest of them cut out the border, cut it out with the stitches. So I'm going to use those to layer, and I'm just seeing which way I'm going to want them to go and which way I want them to shape and everything. I bring in my Big Shot, and this is the Big Shot Express that I've had forever. So I'm going to layer all of the cards basically. Actually, they're going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to use the different patterns that I've printed out to layer each card. And I printed them all in 4 1/4 by 5.5, so I can choose any one that I wanted to make the base, and then to section them off in separate little pieces to layer them, and those will be cut out with the same Little Inker stitched rectangle dies, so they all have that uniform look. All of the layers have a uniform look, and everything else will be bunched, will be layered on top of that. So here we are with the first card. I am layering it, and I'm still like trying to figure everything out in which way I want it, but I did decide on having this pink layer. And like I said, all of this entire collection is the Love Bites collection, and you can find that of course in the shop. This is the main pink layer with the big hearts, and I use the other one. Now the blue Love actually came from a 4 by 6 card to layer it, and then also this black and white print looks like the composition notebooks. So I put dimensional foam on my Swan, and the funny thing is, as I'm already working at this, I completely forgot to mention that I wanted to use this ruffled sewn crepe paper that I made. If you guys follow me on Instagram or Pinterest, you guys will see that. And also the Swan cut, I almost forgot to mention that one. That one is from the Silhouette store, and it's actually an Echo Park die. It's Swan number 181480. That's 181480, and it's by Echo Park. But here I am, I peel it back up a little bit just from the body of the swan, and I start layering my crepe paper. I have this aqua, this pink, and a lavender, which goes perfectly with the collection, with these colors of the collection. So this first card, I go ahead and I layer the aqua and a small part of the pink, and I use the Sentiment Sucker for Love. Here I'm also layering the gold hearts, all of the little accents that I had, and I'd like to have everything already set up on the desk so I could do an assembly line style for my cards and get that all together. So here we are on the second card, and I'm using this print. This is actually from the Hearts collection. It's a black and white Hearts collection from Papercakes as well, and I used this one because I felt that I really like the bold one. Now, to make your cardstock stretch, if you did cut them in these dies, I went ahead and cut the pink one, which is a pink with a light pink layer of hearts, in half, so I made it look like it was actually longer than it really was. And here I am just adding some of the lavender ruffled sewn crepe paper that I used for that I made, and it took me forever to figure out to do it right because I was messing up like you would not believe. So here I am just layering it. I'm just putting it in different areas, different section. I'm also using some of the scraps from the previous ones that I've already cut. This one with the blue and love banner, I just made a fishtail banner and just layered it. And the funny thing is, some of the layers, when I'm done, you don't even get to see all of them. But I totally love the way they came out. Now in this one, I'm already taking the back parts, the backing of it, for the swan. And as you saw, the other layers, one was striped with hearts, and this one I'm going to use a sentiment of you make my heart explode. Just something really cool. You can send this to a friend, to a loved one, to a significant other. Just, I wanted to have fun cards. And in this set, it's actually basically a variety of 4 different ones, where normally I'll do like a set of 4, a set of thank yous or something like that. But this one is just a different amount of sentiments, and one's going to be a birthday card. And I layer some of the hearts along that. Here we are on the third one now, and I want to use this print. This is one of the 8x8 prints from the Love Bites collection, and it's polka dots with these big pink hearts. And some of the prints I actually just angled to the side. And if you do, also, you don't have to have a silhouette to do this. You can do this on Word. You can just size them up, crop them into different sizes, and then print them up as well. And as you see here, I'm using my dies because all of my background images were all printed and in smaller sizes, and this way I'm able to manipulate them and cut them up to however I need. Here I'm using this the part from this aqua background with a love, and I just love how it pops. So I added this to a few of the cards because it gives it a nice little pop, and I layered it with the pink print and the small hearts. Those aren't black. It's not a white with a black polka dots. That's actually black hearts. So, and just to add some more aqua and some more of this pink, I add this ruffled, my sewn ruffled crepe paper. And I use hot glue for that because it's much quicker and it'll glue. Now, if you'll notice, I am adding glue to the center of the crepe paper where it's sewn, and also on the side, because I want to glue it down before I glue something over the crepe paper, or else it's going to be loose. So I'm having lots of fun just actually laying all over these these elements and whatnot. So this one is just going to be, it's just going to say kiss kiss, and kiss kiss, just a little hello. This could be literally anything, a card for anyone or anything. It doesn't have a specific specific like a destination as far as, or purpose, like a birthday, hello, thank you kind of thing. And I just wanted to add some of the little embellishments that I had that I'd already elements that I've already printed and cut out. So this is my last card, and this is quite possibly my favorite because it has one of my favorite prints. My favorite print and item from any of these collections are these heart lollipops. I have no idea why, I just absolutely love them. So now this Happy Birthday is something that I printed on my Cameo, and this is just one of the fonts that I have in my Cameo software. And it's that, it looks like that label maker, the old punch label maker. And here I'm basically adding the scraps of the ruffled sewn crepe paper that I made. I did it almost like a cake, a little little resemblance of a cake with a larger, medium, and smaller one on the top. And just, I didn't put any of the backgrounds, any of the layered background like I did with the other cards, because I wanted this background to show, because this is literally my favorite print. And I used the swan with the pink and the white wing. And here's the thing, I was a little crazy. This is actually from the stash of other projects that I have from Papercakes. I wanted to use a pink and a blue lollipop. The only problem is this pink lollipop came from the 3x4 card that said, "Hey sucker." So I just cropped that out and cut it. But I wanted it to have the white background just like the rest of my embellishments, because I felt that if they don't all have that white border, I feel that they don't seem like a set. So I went ahead and I glued it to some white cardstock and I layered it, and then I cut it out with that border. Here I'm just layering the birthday, and I didn't want the lollipop to cover with the stick, to cover the actual wording, so I went ahead and just cut off the stick and then cropped it down to make it look like it was going behind the birthday, because I did honestly forget to glue it down before I was putting on the birthday part of the sentiment. And here I put the happy, I layered it, and I'm just going back and checking my little hearts, my little embellishments, to layer some embellishments. I felt like I needed a little bit more touch of gold on this one, some few more little hearts. And the funny thing is, it's coming up where I realized that the part where it says "Hey sucker" on the pink lollipop is still showing, so I just throw on another one of the little hearts that I have, because it looks like a sprinkling of hearts, a little. That's my little embellishments. I didn't use any sequins or anything like that. And I'm just trying to figure out which one I used here. But I went ahead and I used the pink one to layer it, because I couldn't put another gold one. I felt like it would actually take away from it. But here are all the 4 cards. You guys, thank you again. Remember, today is the last day to take advantage of the 10% discount from the Papercake shop. And that is NSD Papercakes. So go ahead, check out the link, and thank you guys for stopping by, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone.